Boss, I want to quickly talk to you about box truck business loans from banks that are accepting 550 as a minimum FICO score. So here is a review I really want you to pay attention to. Number 5, we have Ally. Our score, 8.6 over 10. So if you are looking to finance a box truck and your FICO score is around 550, at least 550, Ally will take care of you, not a problem. Now, what we love about Ally is that they not only will work with you in terms of approving you, but they'll work with you after the approval. In other words, they want to make sure that you have all the important information that will help you not only learn how to, if you get the loan, you can use the loan to acquire a new box truck, or you can use the loan actually for operational purposes. Okay, so if let's say you are an owner operator or you are a fleet operator and you're looking to finance your box truck business, they'll take care of you. And what you want to do here when it comes to Allies, you want to contact them first. Everything starts when you contact Ally. They give you an opportunity to apply online, but do not do that. You want to go to a branch, or you want to actually call them. Okay, if you're lucky to live in, because Ally is mostly an online bank nowadays, but if you happen to be in the vicinity, but they do have some branches. So if you are lucky to live in the vicinity of such a branch, go to a branch. If not, just pick up the phone and give them a call. Okay, and the number is 1-888-925-2559. 1-888-925-2559. So when you give them a call, they'll ask you a few questions. Make sure you are ready with 3 answers. Only three. You want to talk to them about your box truck business. You want to talk about whether you like the legal structure. If you're an LLC, S corporation, C corporation, doesn't really matter. That's number 1. You can also be a sole proprietorship and qualify, not a problem. Number 2, make sure that you have your financials. It can be you can have your financial projections. If you are a startup, they might also take care of your application. They might take a look at your application. They might qualify you. Okay, that's what I mean. So make sure you have your financials. Those can be financial projections or actual data, actual projections. And the third thing that's really important that Ally looks at a lot is your everything about the regulation, like the regulatory compliance, things like business licenses and permits, and articles of incorporation, articles of organization, and so on and so forth. And Ally can actually qualify you for a box truck business loan up to $250,000. Number 4, we have PNC. Our score for PNC here is 8.9 over 10. So PNC is a kind of great lender when it comes to box truck business loans from banks that are accepting 550 as a minimum FICO score. Okay. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We love having this sort of conversations every now and then. It's just fantastic, and make yourself comfortable, okay? And one thing I want to say here is that it's really important to understand that with PNC, you have a large bank. I mean, PNC is not a national player, but they are a regional player, and PNC wants you to have a relationship with them. So if you want to finance your box truck business, if you want to get a box truck business loan through PNC, make sure you have a relationship with the bank. You need to have either a business bank account or a business savings account with them. And you got to have it doesn't really matter if you are a startup or you are an established business. It doesn't matter if you're a fleet operator or you are an owner operator, you are a solo operator. They'll take care of you. What we love about PNC here is that the loan amounts are kind of consequential. They might approve you all the way to $500,000. Okay, all the way to $500,000. Obviously, you're not going to get the loan only for box trucks. Okay, you can use the loan to finance the acquisition of a new box truck or used box truck. You can also use the cash for other general operating activities. Right? You can use the cash to cover payroll. You can use the cash to cover to buy inventory. You can use the loan to actually to bid on more, like to actually pay for load board subscriptions. You can actually hire a freight dispatcher. You can actually work with a freight broker. So the list of options is just fantastic. What we love about PNC is that they make it very easy for you to get your box truck business loan, because they actually pre-qualify you. If you want to purchase a new box truck or used box truck, you can actually be pre-qualified through PNC. It's just fantastic. But again, remember that you need to actually have a relationship with PNC. you need to actually be in the geography that covers because they cover because PNC again is not a national bank. PNC is a regional bank, similar to Truist, similar to TD, similar to BMO, similar to US Bank. So you need to be in their geography if you want to qualify. Okay, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a convo about the top 5 box truck business loans from banks that are accepting 550 as minimum FICO. Number 3 here, we have Bank of America. Our score here, 9.2 over 10. So when you think about Bank of America, obviously Bank of America is a national player, unlike PNC, okay? And Bank of America doesn't really care if you have a relationship with them or you don't, but it's just a lot better to have a relationship with them, okay? To have a business checking account or savings account. And when it comes to a box truck business loan from Bank of America, here you have a very, very, very generous lender. Actually, they can actually fund you from $10,000 all the way to $1 million. And we have seen transactions where Bank of America approved one of our business clients for a box truck business loan that went all the way to $2.5 million. Now, this particular client had a very interesting story and had a very interesting business setup also because he was a fleet operator. He had like 17 box trucks. In addition to that, he actually has been in the same industry for 12 years. So you are coupling experience with a very decent asset size. Really, that made the transaction very interesting and very successful. Okay, so box truck business loans are available through Bank of America. And if you have a FICO score of 550 minimum, you could qualify, not a problem. Okay. And the APR here the APRs are really interesting. You are looking at 599 minimum. Okay. And so to actually get a box truck business loan through Bank of America, you have to actually talk to their department that handles business advantage auto loans. This is how they call it. They call it Business Advantage Auto Loans. So this is a program. This is the umbrella program that actually covers everything from box truck to cargo vans to sprinter vans, okay, to 18-wheeler, okay, to everything, okay, to semi, whatever. So, and the thing here is that you have repayment terms between 48 months and 72 months, okay, and you have customer service that's available by phone, and you can actually have $10,000 loan minimum up to $250,000, okay, and in some rare cases you can go to $1 million. Number two, we have a Santander. Our score, 9.4 over 10. So when you think about Santander and you think about box truck business loans, you are talking about a love affair because Santander for the last 50 years has financed a lot of box truck business loans over the country. The only problem is that Santander is not a national player. They are very generous and they're very fast. That's why we love them. But they're not a national player. They're not a national bank. They're a regional bank. So you still have the same sort of geo restriction elements that PNC has. Okay, so you got to be in the geography that Santander covers to qualify. But if you do qualify, you actually have you can work very seamlessly with Santander to get your box truck business loan. And Santander they're very flexible. The way we analyze their business model is very simple. They actually focus on giving you capital, giving you great customer service, and helping you with consistent help throughout the term of the loan. That's all. They will help you out, okay? But they want to make sure you have a relationship with them, though. They will ask you to have a relationship with them, and this is something that we have seen Santander actually mandate over and over again. It's really important to understand that you can use a Santander box truck business loan for a constellation of things. You can actually get pre-qualified, which is what we advise you to do in the first place. You want to pre-qualify and you want to take that pre-qualification letter to the dealership before, like where you intend to buy your used or new box truck. Okay. And one thing I also need to see here is that when we talk about Santander, we're speaking about a lender that has a constellation of services in addition to giving business loans. Okay, they will take care of your cargo van business loan, your Sprinter van business loan. They work with heavy duty trucks. They work with heavy duty truck operator. They work with semi operator. So it really depends on what you're looking for. But Santander has the balance sheet. They do have the balance sheet to sort of take care of you. Okay, Santander is not it's not a small bank. They are a regional bank, but their balance sheet is hefty. Their balance sheet is strong, so they can actually qualify you, not a problem. And you can actually get loans all the way to $1 million with no problem at all. But again, Santander is in specific geographies, and you need to qualify. You need to be in those geographies to qualify for a Santander box truck business loan. Number one, the best of the best, in our view, when it comes to the top 5 box truck business loans from banks accepting 550 as a minimum FICO score, we have Wells Fargo. Our score, 9.9 over 10. So when you think about Wells Fargo, unlike Santander, unlike PNC, unlike Ally, you have a national player. You have a financial behemoth. You have a lender who has the heft, who has the logistical expertise to take care of you. Okay, and they can actually they can actually fund you all the way to $1 million. Even though we have seen cases where they actually funded box truck business loans going all the way to 5 million. 5 million, boss, 5 million. So this is kind of cool. So if you want to actually if you wanted to actually get a box truck business loan from Wells Fargo, similar to what the advice that I gave you before, I want you to go to a branch, and I want you to start everything at a branch. Okay, you want to start and run everything from a branch, not online, not over the phone. If you want to get a larger loan payment, if you want to get a larger loan amount, go to a branch. That way you have a chance to explain what you're going to use the cash for in the first place. Okay, if you're going to use the cash for regular business expenses, or for inventory, for working capital, because see, when we talk about a box truck business loan, you might want to get the loan just for everyday non-asset related expenses, because you don't have to spend all the money just to acquire a new or used box truck. You can use the cash for other stuff too. Okay, so this is really important to really think about that way. And one thing I want to say here is that just make sure with Wells Fargo, the application requirements are a little stringent. Okay, they tend to ask for not a lot of paperwork, but they tend to ask for some decent paperwork. Make sure you have a small business plan about your box truck operation, about your delivery business, how you make money, how you generate revenue. Okay, and what's really important is that Wells Fargo wants to know exactly how you monetize your operation. Are you getting RPM, like rate per mile, or let's say rate per hour, RPH, rate per contract, RPC, okay, or RPL, rate per load. So those are like, Wells Fargo just want to understand your monetization model. If you are still here, I want to give you a bonus. Actually, I want to give you 2 bonuses, and we want to talk about Navy Fed, and we want to talk about BECU. Those are not banks, those are credit unions, but we thought about like including them here because not only is the offer fantastic, but those institutions also are as large as some banks, if not even larger, okay, in terms of the balance sheet they have. So Navy Fed is our first player here. We love Navy Fed, by the way, but Navy Fed, you have to qualify. It is a membership, it is a credit union, so you got to qualify. So Navy Fed, our score 8.2 over 10. So Navy Fed will actually finance your box truck business loan. They will give you the loan, and you can use the cash for a lot of things. And the money can be available for purchases and refinancing, not a problem, okay? And there is no prepayment penalty, and you have a loan to value up to 75%, depending on the type of box truck you want to acquire, okay? And so this is kind of good. So in our view, Navy Fed is fantastic for commercial equipment, so box trucks for your business, okay? You can actually get the cash for other operational activities like computer equipment, leasehold improvements, expansion, and whatnot. So this is kind of cool. And in addition, what we love about Navy Fed is that they actually are willing to actually renew your box truck business loan if during the first phase you pay them back real quick, and your account overall has some kind of positive history to it. Let's talk about the second player here, BECU. BECU, unlike Navy Fed, is not a national player. Navy Fed is a national player, but BECU is a regional player. So it's around like the state of Washington and the neighboring states, maybe Oregon and some states, and some neighboring states. So our score for BECU, 7.9 over 10. So you can actually get a box truck business loan from BECU, okay, if you do qualify for membership. And here they can approve you all the way to it really depends, but they can go all the way to $250,000, okay, with an LTV, loan to value, of up to 80%. There is no origination fee, and they have so you can finance a new or a used box truck, okay? So you can acquire the vehicle itself, or you can use the money for regular everyday expenses, okay? So this is totally possible. Before closing today's conversation, let's have a general discussion about box truck business loans, and especially from banks that are going to accept you no matter your FICO score. I mean, 550, that's bad credit, but some banks are willing to accept you for that. Okay, it's not a problem. One thing you need to make sure, you first need to understand that if you want to get a box truck business loan, you need to set a budget. Okay, it doesn't matter if you get a loan, whatever. You need to set a budget. You know why? Because you need to show the lender that you will be able to repay whatever you apply for. Okay, so if you apply for 10 grand or 20 grand or 100 grand, if they give you that money, the question is, how are you going to repay the loan easily? Okay, that's why you got to set a budget. And you also want to review your credit. Okay, even though you're currently at 550 or above, chances are there might be other issues that are lurking in your credit file. Okay, so it's really important to take the time to actually look at your credit to see if everything is fine. You also want to choose the type of box truck that you want, and by box truck I'm talking about the year, also the mileage, the model. Okay, because box trucks there are several models, so you want to make sure that you have the proper box truck that you are looking for. You want to get pre-approved if possible. So you basically want to talk to a bank that has a system in place where you can actually take a pre-qual letter to the dealership to say, hey, listen, I want a box truck and I want you all to really approve me because I already have a pre-qual letter. Here is a pre-qual letter. And you also want to provide a documentation, okay? So you want to give more info about your box truck operation, your delivery business. Maybe you have other things going on in your life, or not in your life, in your business's life, but the lender doesn't know about it. The bank doesn't know about that. So this is a great opportunity to talk about that. For example, business plan. If you have a business plan, you are able to explain to the lender all your present and future plans. Okay, that way the lender has a clearer understanding of what you are after and what you're really looking for. It's really important to also make sure that you can get a box truck business loan from other players, like from players that are different from banks. You have a lot of alternative lenders online who will actually work with you to approve your box truck business loan. You also have alternative lenders. You have alternative lenders such as Kalamata Group, such as Balboa Capital. Those can also take care of you when it comes to giving you a box truck business loan, even if your FICO score is 550 or above. Okay, and so this is important to really think about it that way. I want you to cast a wider net when looking for a box truck business loan. Before I do a recap into this conversation, I want to quickly acquaint you with our methodology. We do have a methodical approach when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing box truck business loans. So check this out right now. right, let's quickly recap here. So here are our top 5 backtrack business loans from banks that are accepting 550 minimum FICO score. Number 1, we have Wells Fargo. Our score 9.9 over 10. Number 2, we have Santander 9.4 over 10. Number 3, we have Bank of America 9.2 over 10. Number 4, we have a PNC 8.9 over 10. Number 5, we have Ally 8.6 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.